The 1980s was one of the best decades for music. Black music artists enjoyed a lot of success. Sadly, many of our hit makers are no longer with us. For this video, I will be listing more than 30 music artists who have passed away. Some of the artists had many hits, so I will list the most popular of their hits that occurred in the 1980s. Before we begin, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Now let's begin. Colonel Abrams was born May 25, 1949. He died November 24, 2016 at the age of 67 from complication of diabetes. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Trapped. Izora Armstead, half of the Weather Girls, was born July 6, 1942. She died September 16, 2004 at the age of 62 from heart failure. Her most well-known hit in the 1980s was It's Raining Men. Nick Ashford, one half of Ashford and Simpson, was born May 4, 1941. He died August 22, 2011 at the age of 70 from throat cancer. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Solid. Ronald Bell, also known as Khalis Bayyan of Kool and the Gang, was born November 1, 1951. He died September 9, 2020 at the age of 68 from unknown causes. Two of his most well-known hits were Celebration and Get Down on It. Biz Markie, born Marcel Hall, was born April 8, 1964. He died July 16, 2021 at the age of 57 from complication of type 2 diabetes. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were Just a Friend and Vapors. James Brown, born James Joseph Brown, was born May 3, 1933. He died December 25, 2006 at the age of 73 from pneumonia-related congestive heart failure. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were The Payback and Living in America. Natalie Cole was born February 6, 1950. She died December 31, 2015 at the age of 65 from heart failure due to a rare lung disease. Her most well-known hit in the 1980s was Miss You Like Crazy. John Davis, the real vocalist behind Milli Vanilli, was born August 31, 1954. He died May 24, 2021 at the age of 66 from COVID-19. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Blame It on the Rain. Aretha Franklin was born March 25, 1942. She died August 16, 2018 at the age of 76 from pancreatic cancer. Two of her most well-known hits in the 1980s were Freeway of Love and Jump to It. Marvin Gaye was born April 2, 1939. He died April 1, 1984 at the age of 44 from gunshot wounds. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Sexual Healing. Heavy D, born Dwight Arrington Myers, was born May 24, 1967. He died November 8, 2011 at the age of 44 from pulmonary embolism. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were The Overweight Lovers in the House and We Got Our Own Thing. Whitney Houston was born August 9, 1963. She died February 11, 2011 at the age of 48 from an accidental drowning. Two of her most well-known hits were Greatest Love of All and How Will I Know? James Ingram was born February 16th, 1952. He died January 29th, 2019 at the age of 66 from brain cancer. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were I Don't Have a Heart and Yamo Be There. Michael Jackson was born August 29th, 1958. He died June 25th, 2009 at the age of 50 from cardiac arrest due to a lethal combination of sedatives and propofol. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were Billie Jean and Beat It. Jam Master Jay, born Jason Mizell of Run DMC, was born January 21st, 1965. He died October 30th, 2002 at the age of 37 from gunshot wounds. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Walk This Way. Rick James, born James Ambrose Johnson Jr., was born February 1st, 1948. He died August 6, 2004 at the age of 56 from pulmonary failure and cardiac failure. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were Super Freak and Fire and Desire. Johnny Kemp was born August 2nd, 1959. He died April 16th, 2015 at the age of 55 from an accidental drowning. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Just Got Paid. Bob Marley, born Robert Nesta Marley, was born February 6, 1945. He died May 11, 1981, at the age of 36 from cancer. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were Redemption Song and Could You Be Loved. Rob Pilatus, born Robert Pilatus of Milli Vanilli, was born June 8, 1964. He died April 3, 1998, at the age of 33 from accidental alcohol and prescription drug overdose. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Girl, You Know It's True. Bonnie Pointer, born Patricia Eva Pointer of the Pointer Sisters, was born July 11, 1950. She died June 8, 2020 at the age of 69 from cardiac arrest. Two of her most well-known hits in the 1980s were I'm So Excited and Jump. June Pointer of the Pointer Sisters was born November 30th, 1953. She died April 11, 2006 at the age of 52 from cancer. Two of her most well-known hits in the 1980s were I'm So Excited and Jump. Prince, born Prince Rogers Nelson, was born June 7, 1958. He died April 21st, 2016 at the age of 57 from an accidental fentanyl overdose. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were Purple Rain and When Doves Cry. Jermaine Stewart was born September 7th, 1957. He died March 17th, 1997 at the age of 39 from AIDS-related liver cancer. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was We Don't Have to Take Our Clothes Off. Donna Summer, born LaDonna Adrian Gaines, was born December 31st, 1948. She died May 17th, 2012 at the age of 63 from lung cancer. Her most well-known hit in the 1980s was She Works Hard for the Money. Sylvester, born Sylvester James Jr., was born September 6, 1947. He died December 16th, 1988 at the age of 41 from AIDS-related pneumonia. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were Do You Wanna Funk in Someone Like You. Dennis D.T. Thomas of Kool and the Gang was born February 9th, 1951. He died August 7th, 2021 at the age of 70 from unknown causes. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were Celebration and Get Down on It. Roger Troutman of Zapp was born November 29th, 1951. He died April 25th, 1999 at the age of 47 from gunshot wounds. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were More Bounce to the Ounce and I Can Make You Dance. Luther Vandross was born April 20th, 1951. He died July 1st, 2005 at the age of 54 from a heart attack. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were A House Is Not a Home and Wait for Love. Bunny Wailer, born Neville O'Reilly Livingston, of Bob Marley and the Wailers, was born April 10th, 1947. He died March 2nd, 2021 at the age of 73 from complications of a stroke. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Could You Be Loved? Grover Washington Jr. was born December 12th, 1943. He died December 17th, 1999 at the age of 56 from a heart attack. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Just the Two of Us featuring Bill Withers. Bill Withers, born William Harrison Withers Jr., was born July 4th, 1938. He died March 30th, 2020 at the age of 81 from heart complications. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Just the Two of Us. Cecil Womack, also known as Zacharias of Womack and Womack, was born September 25th, 1947. He died January 25th, 2013 at the age of 65 from unknown causes. His most well-known hit in the 1980s was Baby I'm Scared of You. Honorable mentions. Prince Markie D., born Mark Anthony Morales of the Fat Boys, was born February 19th, 1968. He died February 18th, 2021 at the age of 52 from congestive heart failure. Two of his most well-known hits in the 1980s were Stick 'Em and The Fat Boys Are Back. Tina Marie, born Mary Christine Brockert, was born March 5th, 1956. She died December 26th, 2010 at the age of 54 from natural causes. Two of her most well-known hits are Fire and Desire and Lover Girl. If you like this video, please click like as it will help me to grow my channel. Subscribe to my channel for more great content. Click the notification bell so that you can know every time I upload a new video. Also, leave me a comment and let me know which of these artists were your favorite. What was your favorite song? Did I miss any? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.